Hi there, we're Andy and Svetlana. In the summer of 2021 we packed our dogs in the car and made our way to Greece to start our new life as liveaboards on a sailboat. This is our journey, I hope you enjoy it, and please like and subscribe. So we're back at the boat today. It's the end of January. We're going to be giving up the flat, the apartment, shortly. And so there's one job that needs to be done that I've been putting off, and I need to do it without Svetlana and the dogs and the cats on the boat. And that's the engine. So I've been putting it off for several reasons. Mainly because I've got to do the heat exchanger, and I don't think this heat exchanger has been off, so there could be all sorts of complications. So today that's what we're going to be doing. It's a bit disruptive. I've got to take this off, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and the whole of this section here comes out, and that gives us access to the engine. And then we can work from there. So that's today's job, but of course with all these jobs we start with a cup of tea and bacon sandwiches, and then we'll get cracking. It's another beautiful January day. The sun is blazing, a little bit of a wind, a southerly wind, so we're getting 1 or 2 little white caps, but nothing major. So we're sat at anchor here in Tranquil Bay. This over here is the gardenage. So these boats are all actually deliberately run aground in gardenage for the winter, and being looked after by Scorpius Pontoon. As I say, it's gorgeous. So yeah, no better day to be working on the boat, really. I'm going to leave the companionway, the washboards in, just to keep some of the heat in the boat, because it's still quite nippy. Not anything like what it will be in the UK, but it's still, yeah, it can be, with the wind chill, it can be quite nippy. So anyway. So my bacon's in. I don't know why, but the bacon in Europe is so different to the UK, but this is smoky bacon, so I'm hoping that it'll crisp up nicely and become streaky. So yeah, so bacon sandwiches for breakfast. So I've got my fuel filter, my impeller, my oil filter here. I always like to keep a spare on the boat, so this is my engine box, which has got my coolant in it, and there's my spare fuel filter and what have you. I've already fitted, sorry, that's my oil filter, beg your pardon. I've already fitted the fuel filter about a month ago. Here's my oil I'm going to be putting in there. So yeah, I'll start taking this apart and then we'll work through everything else. Okay, so there you go, that's the engine. Quite nice, the access to it, I think. You can take that away. The only thing is we've got this the kitchen island that gets in the way a little bit, because the impeller is down here. Now there is a panel here that you can take out, but when the previous owners put the washing machine in, they put pipes across there, which makes it quite difficult to take the panel out, but we can do that. This is why I've been putting it off, because the heat exchanger really is overdue for cleaning, and the correct way of doing it is to take the whole of this off, and it's on studs, so it goes that way. And I think there's actually enough room to do that here, so we're going to give that a go. But that will mean that we need a new gasket here, which I haven't got. I've got the gaskets for here and for here. So I mean, my original plan was to basically take these bolts off here, slide the heat exchanger cylinder out this way, which will mean taking off this alternator bracket, but there's room to do that, and I might do that anyway, just because it'll let me see the state of the heat exchanger, and then I can make a decision about whether I need to take this entire block off, because doing that there's lots of sort of dissimilar metals which could be an issue. The other thing I'm a bit concerned about is a little bit of corrosion here, which means there's been some weeping somewhere, and I don't know where, because this is the electrical system down here, and it's had salt deposits on it, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, to be honest, because it means that the rev counter has stopped working. So I've got to get this block out and see if I can clean all the connections on it as part of this, and put it back together. So yeah, and you can see this is where it goes, that's the route. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Engine mounts look okay at the back. That one's getting a bit rusty, but it looks okay still. The engine bay is dirty, so as part of this I'll clean all that lot out as well. But it's amazing where the dog hairs get to. So we'll give that a go. The cleaner I can get this engine, the better, really. So we can look for leaks. It's quite an old engine. It's done 3,500 hours. So here's the filter, the fuel filter. So I changed that a couple of weeks ago, because the engine was starting to run a bit rough, because the fuel filter did need changing. So I've done that. Here's the oil filter, that'll need changing as part of this. And then in terms of draining, you drain the oil through the dipstick, and I've got a vacuum pump for that. And then for the fluid, well, there are these drain taps here. There's one, and there's another one at the back of the engine over there. But it's all going to drain into the bilge. There's just no way of stopping it. So I'm going to basically have to do a bit of a clean up anyway as we go through. So I'll start with draining the coolant, I think, and then work from there, because that's the heat exchanger is going to be the biggest job. So this is where I've put the engine cover for now. It just means I can still get access to everything. So I've got to turn the stopcock off before I start anything else, and then we'll carry on. But I'm going to have my cup of tea and bacon butty first. This is our raw water inlet, and it's full of seaweed, so let us clean this out. That looks pretty yucky. Right, that's a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. I'm almost embarrassed to show you that. Okay, so that is the correct way around. Well, I think I'm going to have to go on a marine diesel course because, okay, I know diesel engines and I know some of the theory around marine diesel engines, but I didn't think to check this, and maybe I should have done. Because I always thought this was just a black lid. I didn't realise that it was actually clear. Let's pop this back. Right, so that's one thing that will help an awful lot, I think. Right. Where are these drains? Where to start? So this one's frozen. I can get it to turn. It's This is the problem I've got, is that a lot of these haven't been used. So I have changed the fluid on this engine, but I didn't use these. I just undid the pipes, which doesn't get rid of all the fluid. So this is the lowest point on the engine, but if I actually undo these pipes instead, it'll do the same job, I think. In fact, I know it will. That's it. And what's coming out isn't so bad. Marvellous. We start as we mean to go on. Great. Is it only one? Or is there something else? Okay, one bolt off, the other one's down there. I don't want to have to take the turbo off, but I think I'll have to take that pipe. Number 2. Nasty. Get a Dremel on that. Get a Dremel on that. Well, this has been a bear of a project so far. So, thankfully I've only managed to snap one bolt here and one bolt here. So, that's okay. The other bolts have all come off. So this is actually ready to come off. But I've got to get the turbo off the back of it, because there's 4 bolts here and the turbo's just hung up on that with the exhaust, and then this is held on with studs, so it's got to come off that way. I think there's enough room, but I may have to take the alternator off to get access. So yeah, it's taken me all day so far. We're getting close, and I've only managed to, as I say, snap 2 bolts, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I think this hose is going to have to go, this hose is going to have to go and be replaced, and then I'm hoping that this is salvageable, so we shall see.